But all right, we'll switch from fireworks to maybe fireworks involving the Cavs. We all want LeBron to come. Well, I don't know about everybody, but I'm sure all of us want LeBron to come back.
Everybody.
I think everyone, wants LeBron.
The guy, I forgot his name, who does the impressions of us, Benchwarmer Sports. I don't know his real name. I can't think of it.
I call him Benchwarmer. He's in my
he's very funny. I love his impressions of me.
Yeah.
I think he's against LeBron coming back.
All right, so maybe there's one person out there.
But besides Benchwarmer Sports, everybody else wants LeBron back. Will he come back? We don't know. Everybody thinks I got people all the time. People are like, "Is LeBron coming back?"
Yeah.
And then when I say I'm not sure, they'll go.
Look at my phone.
They'll go.
You know how many times I've been blown up?
Well, but here's what all these fans say after they ask me, and I say I don't know. They're like, Jason said.
Look.
And so, anyway, but Jason doesn't have the answer right now. Do you have a gut feeling? Do you anything? What do you think? You had to bet.
Why are you doing that?
All right, we're not putting you on the spot.
No, I'll take it away because
go ahead.
There's a couple different things. We had a discussion earlier in the show in the first hour about where the Cavs rank in the Eastern Conference now with and without LeBron. There were reports out there yesterday that the Cavs are exploring possible sign and trade options for one Jonathan Kuminga from the Atlanta Hawks. We talked about this yesterday. Mark Stein and Mike Scotto both reporting that they're at least looking into it, and that kind of caught my attention because earlier in the day, Brian Windhorst was on ESPN Cleveland Radio in his 5 Good Minutes with Windy segment, and he mentioned he believes that the Cavs or any team may need to make a splash move to entice LeBron to sign there. So take a listen to Windy, then I have a question for you guys after we hear from Brian Windhorst.
We can't hear him.
Neither can we.
Oh.
Yeah, hold on. It definitely has. Anna has to turn the audio on or something. Hold on.
Well, why don't you just give us a feel for what he said, Mike?
Windy basically said, if you want LeBron to join your team, I'll read you the quote. Quote, when you come to LeBron, you want to give him the belief that he can win a title. If your team doesn't already fit into that position, what moves can you make to make sure he feels like he can win in your city? So, Jason, do you think the Cavaliers need to make some sort of splash move via free agency or via trade to entice LeBron to come here? Do you think the roster is good enough as is?
Yeah, I love Brian. He's one of my dear friends. I would respectfully disagree. I don't think that first of all, I don't think Jonathan Kuminga
is a splash move.
I don't think LeBron.
Jonathan Kuminga?
Oh, okay. Well, now I'm coming. They got
I was going to Golden State, but now Kuminga. Let's go.
Boy, have you seen Kuminga in Atlanta? Stop.
Yeah, no, I think that he's coming back for the pieces that are already here. This is a team that made the conference finals. We can argue about how it ended once they got there. They were one of the last 2 teams in the East standing. And, I do think and it's a different circumstance. And I don't want to rehash the first hour. We talked at length in the first hour about how I feel like this sort of parallels what happened with the Cavs in 2014 and how they went all in on him in 2014. So go back and watch that if you're interested in that. But what is interesting about this one is I do believe Donovan wants him here. And Kyrie didn't necessarily feel that way the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And does that matter? Maybe a little bit. And I think, Kyrie sort of had the attitude of, we don't really need him, or why is he coming here? And I think his reception this time would be much more welcoming from the top player than it was back then. And, I think that there's some synergy with some of the guys here that would love to have him back on the team. So I don't think that they need to make some big grand move. I think LeBron's coming back here because there's obviously the sentimental reasons.
Yeah, sure.
But he's not coming back here if this is a 20-win team.
No,
I think he's looking at this as a team that is competitive, and when he is the star that you drop in to win it with.
Right. Do you, before you go, G, real quick, when you say Donovan would accept him, which seems like a no-brainer to me, do you know that for sure, or is that just an educated guess on your part?
You're
pretty confident.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Go ahead, G.
No, I think. Now, don't get it twisted. By themselves, I think, we talked about it. There's a conversation to be had. How good is your team without LeBron? And the conversation to be had about what it is with LeBron. And I really, really, really think there are so many people underselling the basketball move that this does. Like, I know we was disappointed in the way the season ended, but the Cavs don't have scrubs on their roster.
No.
I mean, you have guys that have been all NBA.
Top 75.
Top 75. You got, so if you're just looking at it, James Harden is going to go down as one of the best players ever. Donovan Mitchell, one of the best players ever.
Right.
Mobley.
James Harden isn't the player he once was.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
However, the pedigree that you look at, Jared Allen is one of the best centers in the league. Like, for what he does. Evan Mobley, they won't trade him. He's a former defensive player of the year. He made second team All-NBA. You got a closer in Donovan Mitchell who can close down the stretch. You have shooters in Max Strus and Sam Merrill if you don't move those guys. You got a young dude in Jalen Tyson who is a guy that you think, and plus, if you can make a move to get a Roy Hachimura or some of those things, they have pieces and parts from a basketball standpoint that if you telling me that I'm rolling out Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, LeBron James, James Harden, and Donovan Mitchell, and how many lineups can you say in the league is better than that?
Yeah. Well, let me ask you guys something. If LeBron does come back and signs for the veteran minimum, remember, I don't know if it was last week or no, it must have been Tuesday when we were on.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you say, Mike, that when James Harden re-signs, depending on how much he gets, the Cavs might have a mid-level exception?
Yes.
So if LeBron signs for the veteran minimum, isn't there some pressure on James Harden to put the Cavs in position to add another decent player with a mid-level exception?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you buy that, Jason, too, or no? Like, if LeBron James is going to take the minimum, don't be greedy, James.
I mean, James have made a lot of money.
I'll be totally honest, I don't know James well enough to know because I'm surprised that he's even taking less to accommodate LeBron.
Yeah. But think about that, because if they had the mid-level exception, you could add, because the biggest problem they're going to have, if LeBron's the move they make, I mean, it's not, is they're pretty thin, right? I mean, like, that starting five, fantastic. And then after that, you've got Sam Merrill, Jalen Tyson,
Strus,
Schroeder. Right, but you assume Schroeder's going to. But, okay.
They need a big.
Yeah.
They don't have any size.
Is there a good big guy they can get with the mid-level exception if they had it available?
I think Hachimura.
Oh, yeah, Hachimura. He and LeBron get along? They played together.
Yeah, apparently they
have a good relationship?
Yeah, from all accounts, yeah.
So, he'd be a good fit, wouldn't he?
I think...
Apparently he hasn't signed, by the way, because he may be waiting to see where LeBron goes.
See, let me tell you,
I like this, Mike.
Look,
I like that.
And look, if you James Harden...
You got to set the Cavs up to get
James Harden, if you want an opportunity, this is your career right here. This is it. Don't be Carmelo. Carmelo is cool, but Carmelo is not on the same level as D-Wade.
Yeah.
Chris Paul is cool. Chris Paul not on the same level, bro. You got an opportunity. You done put all the points in the world.
Yeah.
You done put all of the assists, the triple doubles. Westbrook,
1-0.
Westbrook is cool.
Yeah.
But it's different. If you got an opportunity to this is supposed to be the biggest point in your life, and Donovan Mitchell, you was don't lie, you was a little deflated after the Knicks because you thought like, dang, bro, I'm looking at the way these guys is playing. It may not be in the cards for me. This supposed to be the biggest offseason in your life. If you can get LeBron and put yourself in position, and Evan Mobley, guess what? They kept you. They wouldn't trade you for Giannis. If you can't be in the
trade him for Jaylen Brown.
If you can't be in the gym this year, I don't know what it's going to take.
And think about this: they could, in theory, if LeBron takes veteran minimum and James takes enough of a hit to give them the mid-level exception, they could sign Hachimura and they could trade Dennis Schroeder for what's his name, PJ Washington, maybe, right? Would you want both those guys?
They need size right now.
So would Hachimura and PJ Washington? That'd be good moves, right?
Terrific.
Like, that's realistic, isn't it? Or am I being crazy?
For all that to happen, it's certainly not impossible. we've talked about certain deals that's like, no way. I do think that's plausible.
I mean, think about the team now. If they have the starting five that you guys have mentioned already, and then your bench is P.J. Washington, Hachimura, Max Strus, Sam Merrill, and Tyson.
Strus is probably out of there if you get
so Strus is gone. So Merrill, Tyson, and then what's his name? The point guard.
Proctor,
yeah.
You got Proctor, you got Merrill, you'd have Washington, Hachimura, and Tyson.
Right. I mean,
like
now you're ready. That's 10 players.
I feel pretty good about that.
I got 10 legit players right there.
Jason,
I like that. Let's go.
So, okay. See, LeBron is funny. I was watching you, LeBron. You funny. How you going to be? He would look like he was in a Dick's Sporting Goods. Running around playing.
He used to like Golf Galaxy.
How?
He was.
He's been playing a ton of golf in Akron, right?
I was joking. Was he really? How's that
the one in Fairlawn? Yes.
How was that confirmed?
Galaxy
He's been playing a lot of golf. I heard about this too.
How is it? So here's another thing.
Did you see the clip of him? There was a clip of him in like a Golf Galaxy.
Yeah.
Right.
Making fun of Kevin Hart.
No, generally it's the Golf
Galaxy. They do all those commercials together.
I was joking that it was I didn't know that. How do they confirm that?
I don't know.
All right. Anyway,
so I mean, is it? First of all, how is he able to go out in public like that by himself?
In the Akron area, I remember when he was here before, like he'd go to Target.
Yeah, like
can you imagine you're in Target and like LeBron walks past you? Like I've been at, I won't say the store because there's been like 3 or 4 times there's a store I go to where I see Big Z all the time in this store, right? And it's bizarre because he's so tall. But if you saw LeBron.
Yeah,
you'd lose your mind.
A lot of people in Akron leave him alone.
Yeah,
he did a Pilates class, and he posted a picture with the instructor after
I saw
a Pilates class in Akron yesterday, and was just like supporting local business.
He has to come back.
That's led me to my question.
He can't go to Golden State.
Obviously, look. Wouldn't it be LeBron? He's like, oh yeah, listen, hey Travis. I know you get married, but I got some news to come back to. But like, what do you think? In his mind, because he done waited everybody out. He knows that Giannis is done, Jaylen Brown's thing is done. What is his timetable? Is he looking at a couple days here? Is this another week? What's his?
And will it come out with an article again?
I've wondered how it will.
Yeah.
How it will go.
Yeah.
I pitched him on when he left. I knew he was leaving. I pitched him on doing another letter.
Right.
And they just did a quick little statement on their own when he left to go to the Lakers. So I don't know. I don't know how he'll announce it. I would say like Kevin Durant announced on the 4th of July that he was going to the Warriors. That was on July 4th.
Right.
Ruined my 4th of July. So I had to work that day. I think the decision was July 8th or the 10th, something like that. His Lee Jenkins piece dropped on July 8th or 10th, somewhere in that window.
So next week.
So, I mean, we're in the red zone for the next 7 days. I think you'll have I don't think this is going to drag on until the end of July or anything like this. I'd say be on alert now for the next week, some point in the next week.
And then how does that change your life?
I'm still sitting in this chair, buddy.
You're not going to cover the team for one more year?
No.
Will Dave McMenamin be back in Cleveland?
I've joked many times with Dave that
he's not going to come back.
He ain't coming back. He's married.
He loves that LA lifestyle.
He's married now. His wife is one of the biggest stars at ESPN.
Yeah.
He's not.
She travels all the time, doesn't she?
She ain't living in Cleveland.
Hey, McNuggets.
Come on.
What is wrong with Cleveland?
There's no set for ESPN here.
Well, get a set.
No.
Hey, McNuggets.
You are bad-mouthing your own city.
I'm not.
I love it here, and I wasn't even born here.
I could be in LA right now. I stayed here.
I'm going to tell you
this. And I like LA to visit, but I wouldn't want to live there.
I don't want to live anywhere else.
If he comes back, I'm going to shake your hand and say congratulations. If he comes back, congratulations. Listen, that's
Jason,
it's looking
chance.
different.
My life will change.
I'm not answering.
There it is.
No.
Yeah.
You can't. It's not what you think I'm going to ask. Percentage chance that if LeBron comes back, you could get him on this show.
1.
I'm surprised he even said 1.
No, that ain't happening. But if he comes back in October, you and I will be sitting here yelling about Shedeur Sanders. I am not going back to the Cavs beat.
Listen, okay. Well, in that case,
he's done.
That case, that jersey is coming, boy.
Will Varden be back? I mean, you're going to have it.
Joe's answer may be different than mine. They may drag him back onto the beat.
I mean, the Athletic doesn't have a Cavs beat reporter right now.
No.
So you got to have one if LeBron's back.
Joe will probably be
the Cavs beat reporter.
I don't think he'll be very happy about it.
Bro.
Poor Joe.
McNuggets.
I mean, hey, I could be talking to us. Who am I to say? My boss may call me tomorrow.
It's true. Oh, you own the company.
Hey, you're back on the beat. What am I supposed to
If
say?
LeBron says he wants you in the beat, you already know what's gonna
He
happen.
ain't my boss. He ain't my boss. I told we were having a conversation. Yeah, I can say.
Yeah.
We were having a conversation in Toronto his last year.
Yeah.
And I knew he was leaving. And he said, I'm not going to say what he said, but he said something to me. And I said, it's been a long 4 years. I love you. I'm going home. Like,
Yeah.
we're done here. I know where you're going. I didn't know where he was going. I knew it
Yeah.
wasn't Cleveland.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm out of here. I'm off this beat, man. I'm on to other things. So it's time to go home and be a dad and be a husband. That's when I started doing more 92.3.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah.
So I moved into this role. So I have no intention of going back.
Well,
What did he say to you?
He laughed. He goes, shut up. And he walked in the shower.
But you were right.
he don't gotta
You
go
did it.
back. You can just do it right here.
So, and I could tell this one real quick too.
Yeah.
So the first time he came back as a member of the Lakers, it was the night before Thanksgiving. I don't think I told this before. I don't know. And because I had told his last year here, I kept telling him, I don't know. I can't figure out where you're going. It's over. I know it's over here, but I can't figure out where you're going. And this is how dumb I am. We were in Charlotte and we were talking about his LA house, and he said he was redoing the trophy room in his LA house, and he was doing all these renovations to his LA house. Might have been a clue about where he was going, but I'm so dumb. I was like, oh, yeah. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Oh, take pictures. I'd like to see that. That's how dumb I am. So we go the whole year talking about, like, I can't figure out your next move. I don't know. Nothing makes sense. So when they first came back, I walked in the locker room, and he wasn't in there, and I was turning around leaving. He came in. He saw me. His eyes lit up, and he came in. He put his elbow on my shoulder. He goes, I was thinking about you a lot this summer. You were right.
That's funny.